yes, to muster a shot of any type. No touches in the opposition area either yet. Well, that's a foul all day long from Sami, completely blocking off. And that's going to be, I think, the first yellow card of the game as well against Mohab Sami. No attempt to play the ball at all. And Togolese referee laying down the law. Well, he's trying to say it was my first foul, and it's like, it doesn't matter if it's your first foul. If it's a bad foul, it's a bad foul. And that was a yellow card offence. See that quite clearly. Moved into the line to block off Mahama. No attempt to play the ball whatsoever. If he was looking at a replay of that, you don't always see it or feel it, especially with the adrenaline flowing. But if he looks at that after the game, he'll go, okay, yeah, fair enough. Not easy to do though, in the heat of the moment. The free kick hasn't quite gone according to plan. Eventually the ball comes in. That's well claimed by Tamer. Gets a hand on it. That will be a Morocco corner though. Again, I think if we could show you a heat map, I think it would be white hot in and around the Egyptian area. Good goalkeeping from Tamer this time. The action area graph is particularly lopsided at the moment. Only 13% of possession in the Moroccan third of the pitch. Oh, and a missed overhead there on the floor. The ball chipped back in, headed away from near the penalty spot. Another Moroccan head gets on there. El Sayed tries to clear it. Gabaka beaten to the ball. Mama goes past one, can't get past Essam. Opportunity here on the counter-attack, and Egypt continue to come forward. It was an awkward moment there for one of the Moroccan defenders. Went down very awkwardly. We've got another one down on this near side as well. The referee eventually calling a halt to this. Khatun it was that went down. It looked awkward. Looked like he was caught on his standing leg as he tried to turn. Let's have a look here. Yeah, full weight going down on the back of his right Achilles as he goes down there. Ouch. The foot twisted as well. Not necessarily a foul in there, just a clash of players, but it doesn't make it any less painful for the right back. Just going back to the action areas so far. Yes, Egypt have had most of them have had a slight edge in possession, but only just over 10% of the time the ball's been in the Moroccan third of the pitch. 42% of the time the ball's been in the Egyptian third of the pitch. Not quite sure why Mama decided he needed to curl up in a ball on the side of the pitch, judging from that replay. Again, attacking down the right-hand side. Mama again. It's a nice ball in there, but too close to the keeper. No one really making a deep run there from Morocco. Needed a bit more cut back on that one from this right-hand side. So much of the ball, though, in this corner of the pitch. The heat map confirming that. Absolutely nothing around the Morocco penalty area so far. Sharaf eased off of the ball. Morocco now probing down the left-hand side. Oh, nice ball in. And they're in behind here. The cutback comes to the edge of the area, and that's a good save from Tamer. Changing the focal point of the attack this time. No offside. Shot from Bouaye. He did well to keep it low. Avoided the rushing Egyptian defenders. I'll tell you what, if Kabaka is going to be sitting that deep in this game, Morocco will be very happy indeed, but they've given the ball away there, and a little bit lucky that the return pass was a loose one from Egypt. And that's going to be half the battle here for Morocco. While they're in possession, Kabaka is having to sit very deep indeed. Mama tries to get past Sharif. Can't get past the combination of Sharif and Sami. Does win a throw. Sadak brings the ball off to the left. Bakhti looks for his options. Referee skips out of the way. Slightly loose pass now. What can Kabaka do? He passes it straight to a Moroccan shirt. No room back there for Egypt to play with. Morocco now have had more of the ball than Egypt. It's been creeping that way for the last 10-15 minutes or so. It's all about defence at the moment for the young Pharaohs. Nama seeing a lot of the ball in this first half, the number 7. Back to Sadak. Tries to get that to the back post, and two Moroccan players getting in each other's way, I think. Bouaye and Bouma Saudi kind of left it for each other there as the Egyptian defender leapt and missed. That might also have put them off. The ball pinged in here. Abdin jumped for it, completely missed it. Penalised. Tried to win the ball back. Wabi's reaction said it all there for Morocco. Didn't seem to be a whole lot wrong with the challenge coming in from Mama. Morocco in the ball on halfway. Trying to turn defence into attack quickly, but the attempted ball off the outside of the foot from Sadak going to an Egyptian foot. And the ball out from the back is a poor one. Good interception there from Kabaka. Great anticipation from the Egyptian captain now. What can they do here, Egypt? On the counter-attack, they've hardly had a chance in this game so far. Well, they've not actually made a chance. Well, I mean, they've hardly had a chance in the final third. Still no touches in the opposition box. Or even near it. Yeah, the heat map I'm looking at showing a couple of light green patches in the Moroccan area, but those are all touches from Moroccan players. Sharaf going down. Winning himself the free kick. Mohamed Albi has just decided to calm down a bit, go for a little sit down on the bench for a few moments, conserve that that energy. Don't like to see that, do you? Yeah, those lasers. Meanwhile, Chouch organising his walk. You'd think this is too far out for a direct shot. It is too far out for a direct shot. There's 6 men lined up in the area. The keeper comes for that one. Gets it easily. Oh, that's going to be a yellow card as well. Complete obstruction from Ahmed Sharaf. And that's a yellow card for him as well. Preventing the ball being played. Not even subtle. So Sharaf joins his teammate Mahab Sami in the referee's notebook. A reminder that anyone booked in their quarter-final cannot afford another yellow tonight, or they will miss the final or the third, fourth place to playoff. The third, fourth playoff match actually be played here on Sunday afternoon, just ahead of the final taking place in the Cairo International Stadium. I wonder what sort of crowd they'll get for that if Egypt qualify for the final. It holds, what, 70, 75,000 people. It's the Cairo International. $75,000, indeed. Could feel a bit empty if Egypt don't qualify, though. It looks a little bit like he actually got the ball there, followed through a little bit, but got the ball first. Ibaka. Oh, El Haddad has actually been booked for that, indeed. He was one of the players already on a booking, so he's going to miss the final if Morocco do qualify. Oh, tragedy for Saad El Haddad. A bit of bumping and boring in the area, waiting for the ball to come in. The referee trying to lay down the law, and good luck with that. We could be here all evening if we carry on like this. Kabaka. 6 white shirts to aim at in the area. Lots of movement. It's all shifting around. Goes close to the keeper, headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. Helped on. Shot comes in from a long way out, and a long way off target as well. Larruped that one. It's a good 35 metres out. Optimistic, to say the least. Well, Morocco definitely had the best of this first half. Egypt doing well to hang on to their coattails at the moment. Now Mama in behind, but rather shanks the attempted cross. And just over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Didn't quite get to the half volley. Syed picks it up on halfway, knocks it out to the right-hand side. Well, there's the opportunity for the ball in behind for the run of Sharaf, which was ignored by Samir. May not have been a passing lane available for that one. That's a poor ball out from the back, though. This time has, what, 2 Egyptian players come back to win the ball back. Kabaka, though, still using the ball very deep. Morocco will be happy to see him back there. Pulls the ball again. Egypt need to find a way of getting their captain higher up the pitch at the moment. He's the main playmaker. Everything goes through Kabaka. Egypt having the life squeezed out of them in this first half. Lneheiy back inside. Ball drifted into the area. Good defensive header there from Sami at the back post. Then smash clear. And out of play for a Morocco throw. Sharif now, his turn to go to ground. Some sort of groin injury there. Was that the top of the hamstring on that left foot, on that left leg? On the bottom of the glute, maybe, where they're pulling the shorts out of the way. Mama having a good-natured chat with his coach. Smiles all round there. I think he's just stretched something, you know, as he's cleared that, Sharif. Well, there might not be a lot of them in the crowd, but there is at least someone here from Morocco. Certainly being entertained so far. Mama drives to the byline, wins a corner. Well, does he? No, he doesn't. Must have just deflected back off of him. Good defensive work from Sami on this occasion. Definitely can't claim that one didn't hit Mama before going out of play. Mama keeps the ball in play. Strangely, no one trying to head that one. Then the spectacular overhead from Safaga. The header out. The ball immediately wrapped up by the Moroccan midfield. Egypt keeping their defensive shape for the moment. Everyone behind the ball. And they've needed it as well. Egypt winning the ball well this time, though. Now, can they do something on the counter-attack? Safaga leading the charge. He puts the ball out to the right-hand side. Oh, and a nicely timed pass out there as well. Good defensive work from Zahouni. Kabaka. Egypt trying to flood the forward positions. Comes to nothing on this occasion. Now is their time here for one last counter-attack from Morocco. They don't quite show the appetite for it at the moment. Here's Mahama, though. Can't get inside Sharif, who's been forced into a lot of defensive work here. Platoon coming forward from right back and doing well to win the ball as well. No, he hasn't. A little bit too much contact on Sami. Egypt just trying to see out the rest of this first half at the moment. Safaga with a slightly loose touch and then a loose ball as well. That wasn't the best of clearances from the keeper. It's a chance for a shot from distance here before the keeper gets back in line. No, there isn't. And then the missed control on the edge of the area. Mama tries to wriggle his way through to make a shot, but the referee decides that's it for the first half here at the 30th of June Stadium. And Egypt hanging on, quite frankly, throughout that 45 minutes. I know some of the statistics may not tell the whole story on this one, but Morocco have been in complete control of this game so far. They've not taken advantage of it. Egypt have been doughty at the back. But Mohamed Wahabi's side very much in control, and you just wonder if they're going to regret not taking advantage of that first half dominance to at least get one goal on the board. As it stands, though, Egypt will be very happy to go in at half-time at 0-0 here in the second of the two semi-finals of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. South Africa awaiting the final. Will it be Morocco or Egypt, though? Well, so far, you'd say Morocco. But you just never know. Here come the statistics. Say the possession stats are strangely even, but most of that Egyptian possession has been hemmed in and around their own area. They've been hardly able to get out. Morocco, very good with the ball so far. Few occasions, good chances have gone begging with just a loose pass at the vital moment. But certainly, they've been the better side. Egypt hanging on, but anything can happen in the second half. We've seen that on enough occasions already in this tournament. Egypt with that one shot, and I can tell you that one shot was from what, 35, 40 metres out and nowhere near the goal. So certainly some food for thought here for Osama Nabi's side as they go in to the break. Morocco have got to figure out how to break down this Egyptian defence. They've been hammering on the door for the opening 45. Can they break it open in the second half? At half-time here at the 30th June Stadium in Cairo in the second semi-final of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. It's Morocco 0, Egypt 0. second semi-final from the under-20s Africa Cup of Nations moved to Cairo in the 30th of June Stadium, the home of Pyramids FC. Hosts Egypt in white. Hopeful of progressing to what would be a 6th Africa Cup of Nations final, but the first half was all about Morocco coming forwards. Egypt hemmed into their own half for most of it. Good defensive work from the goalkeeper. And then the defenders as well, keeping Morocco at bay. Free kick here, little bit tame and easy for Abdelmonem Tamat to handle. Egypt with half of the possession, but most of that in and around their own penalty area. A long pop there from Morocco, going well wide. Captain for the day, Hossam Issadak. Good 30 metres out or so. Egypt under constant pressure, but the defence so far, at least, working well. This, Egypt's only attempt on goal throughout the entire half, well high and wide from what, 40 metres out. That a measure of Morocco's dominance. Some Nabi's side, they under pressure, but somehow 0-0 at the break. Well, welcome back then to the 30th of June Stadium here in Cairo. This is the second semi-final of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Hosts Egypt here on the rack in the first half, somehow getting to half-time at 0-0 in the semi-final against Morocco. A place in the final against South Africa awaits for the winners of this game. Despite having, well, just over half the possession, in fact, in the first half, Egypt, they really have been under pressure throughout. Most of that possession in and around their own penalty area, being pressed high up the pitch and not really finding solutions, at least so far. I wonder what Osama Nabi has come up with in the dressing room at half-time. Just waiting to find out if there are going to be any changes made from either side. Mama, the Moroccan number 7, has been having a whale of a time down the Moroccan right. Here's opposition fullback Mahab Sami, already on a yellow card as well. The bigger win as far as Morocco are concerned is that man there, number 8, Kabaka, the Egyptian captain. Everything flows through him, and he has spent most of his time in and around his own penalty area defending. Trying to find a way out from the defensive blockade that they found themselves under so far, Egypt. No changes, I better say no changes that we're aware of. There's at least one there by the looks of it. It would appear that Khaled, the Swiss-based winger, has come on for Egypt. Let's wait to find out who he's come on for. Definitely looked like the number 17 had come out here. The question is, who has he come on for, I wonder. In fact, another change coming in as well by the looks of it, Ahmed Wahid. Started the first 2 games of the tournament, just 2 substitute appearances since. So 2 changes by the looks of it from Osama Nabi, who's coming off. So Mohamed Samir is definitely having an issue with his wrist. So it looks like he's come off for Ahmed Wahid. Nama Khaled, otherwise known as Bibo, coming on. Now, is that for Muamman Sharif, the man who scored both goals in the quarter-final? I wonder. A little bit of confusion on the sidelines. A little bit of confusion in the commentary box as well, quite frankly. Is indeed Muamman Sharif. So attacking player comes on for an attacking player there, Bibo. His 3rd substitute appearance of the competition, missed out completely the first 3 games. His 3rd substitute appearance in a row for the 19-year-old Swiss-based midfielder. I'm assuming that Ahmed Wahid is going to drop straight into that right back role. In fact, I'm completely wrong as the Morocco come forwards. It looks like El Sayed has dropped into right back. We'll wait to get a confirmation on that as the the second half unfolds. Bibo definitely in place of Sharif in that front 3. That's a definite. Oh, will those changes help change the momentum of the game? I wonder. It's been a little bit choppy in the first half at times. Egypt doing their best to break the rhythm of Morocco. That's a good pass into the channel. Will be a Morocco throw, clearly. Saudi caught by El Sayed. So definitely manhandling his man there. And it definitely is El Sayed, isn't it, who's dropped into right back. So 2 changes made at the break from Egypt, just trying to change the state of the game. El Sayed there, a little bit late going in on a Zahouni. He's got to be a little bit careful here, Mohamed El Sayed. He's on a yellow card from the quarter-final. Another yellow, and he'll miss the final or the 3rd, 4th place playoff. He's under pressure now as well, playing as a wing-back, especially with the game mostly flowing towards the Egyptian defence as well. So we'll have Sami, the left-back for Egypt, already on a yellow card from the first half. Saud El Haddad, the number 24 for Morocco, picked up a booking in the first half. He will miss the final or the 3rd, 4th place playoff, as he was also booked in Morocco's quarter-final against Sierra Leone. Now, chance from the free kick here. Sadak Bouma Saudi. Right foot, left foot, right foot. It's going to be the right foot, goes into the near post. That's easily enough defended. Kabaka now puts his foot through it. Nice first touch from the defender. Long ball forward. El Sayed puts the ball out to Kabaka on this near side. Well, that's a nice ball into the channel as well, and it's the substitute immediately on there, and the ball goes across the 6-yard box. All of a sudden, for the first time in the game, really, pressure at the back for Morocco. And that's really good defending from Khatoun. Morocco coming forwards now. Too much on that, though, for Mama. Sharaf with having a bit of a hissy fit there. There was no foul. And now Morocco on the attack again down that right-hand side. Mama puts the ball inside. Oh, nice flick on as well, but I think Bouaye knew he'd had to check his run. The ball a little bit late coming in, and he has had to stop, otherwise he'd have run out of offside. Kabaka trying to get a foot in, trying to have an impact on the game, but it's just not going Egypt's way at the moment. El Haddad changes direction. Back to Sadak. Nice first touch from Mama. They're still coming forwards here, Morocco. The attempted cross from Lalawi. Well blocked. That will be a Morocco throw over on that far side. The defensive work from Safaga. Shot comes in from distance. Blocked on the edge of the D. A bit of a feint at the back from Bakhti as he brings the ball forward from centre-back. Zalouk there think it's the first time I've mentioned his name in the 52nd minute, the Egyptian centre forward. And that's for a touch just outside his own area. That's the level of dominance, territorially at least, from Morocco. I say it's only 52% possession. It's slightly strange. If you weren't watching the game and you just looked at the statistics, the bare statistics, not looking at heat maps or anything like that, then you'd, you'd think it was an even game, but watching it, it's not even at all. Now Zahouni cuts inside. Well, rather flattened off the ball there by El Sayed. Clear down the line by Egypt. Anywhere will do sometimes. That was a slightly unnecessary overhead kick, wasn't it? From Bakhti. Landed on his head as well, just for good measure. Completely unintended, of course. Long ball out from Tamer. No one near that for Egypt. The shot comes in from distance, but whiffles over the crossbar, well over. Stern look from the keeper at his defenders. Goalkeepers are scary. Now taken short out to El Sayed on this near side. A little bit of space now for Egypt, and Kabaka afforded room that he never saw in the first half. Ball into the area, that's over the top of the keeper and well out for a goal kick. Better from Egypt though, didn't see that in the first half. That was the little touch there on the edge of the area, nearly came off. Saudi. As I said though, Waya just had to check his run. Crossfield ball, trying to get that over the top of El Sayed, not quite getting there. Changing the point of attack to Mama over on that right-hand side. Mama comes inside one, goes inside another, then it basically steps on the ball as he entered the area. Smashed clear by Egypt. Nice dribbling from Bouaya. Good tackle comes in just outside the D. Kabaka tries to release the young Pharaohs now. Pace coming in from the substitute, gets down to the byline, gets the ball across the 6-yard box, and again, no one there. Zalouk tried to get them, in fact, maybe just went a little bit deep, and now all of a sudden it's at Morocco on the counter-attack. Still goalless here, 10 minutes into the second half, but already a more open game. Nice nutmeg on the edge of the area, big block coming in from Abdin. Saudi. Now the captain has a shot. Oh, and it's unorthodox from the keeper. Second punch comes in. And, well, I'm assuming that's offside, because it wasn't a foul. No idea what he was doing for the first shot that came in, though. When it's straight at him, and he's just punched it straight in the air. You either catch that, or you put it over the crossbar out of harm's way. It's well struck from Sadak. He didn't seem quite to know what he wanted to do with that. Well, one of the Egyptian players being literally carted off. I think that was Wahid, the substitute. In fact, no, beg your pardon, it was the other substitute, Bibo. So Egypt down to 10 men for the moment. Kabaka plays the ball back. Morocco back in possession. El Haddad eventually hassled off the ball. Kabaka now in possession. As ever, he doesn't waste possession. But Safaga dispossessed. Morocco coming forwards now. They're trying to inject a bit more pace into the game than they managed in the first half. Can Egypt live with that? They're getting a little bit of extra space at the other end of the pitch as well, Egypt, but Morocco still very much the team in the ascendancy here in Cairo. Ball back in, and this time well taken by Tamer. Quick ball out though, not finding Bibo. We'll stretch it off a moment ago, looks fine now. Saudi faced with Kabaka, gets in behind. Kabaka does Saudi. Thought about going down, did well to get the cross in before the ball went out of play. Hooked out by El Sayed, the makeshift right back. Quickly back in play from Morocco. Egypt still squeezed back into the final third. Thought Balf was going to have a pop from distance there. Probably better that he didn't. Space on this near side now for Zahouni. Has time to measure the cross into the near post, missed by everyone. There's the turn and shot, and it somehow bounces over the crossbar. Reda Lalawi. Ball just wouldn't come down quickly enough for the midfielder. Zahouni with all sorts of space. People lunging in, missing the ball. Eventually gets the turn, kicks it into the floor. And the firm surface here. Seeing it bounce just over the crossbar. Lucky that one for Egypt. That could easily have been the opening goal for Morocco. Just before the hour mark. How's that ball bounced over? That's what's going through his head. A yellow card on the sidelines there. That's for the substitute, Anas El Makawi. He's not even been in the squad the last couple of games. Makawi. He is in the squad now, though. He's only played 2 minutes in the entire tournament. 2-minute substitute appearance at the end of their opening game against Kenya. Sorry, beg your pardon, in their win against Tunisia as the ball comes in and is scrambled out. Well, somehow for a goal kick. And as it was in the first half, it's Egypt under pressure here. Lalawi getting more and more involved in the final third. Again, the overlap coming from Zahouni. Providing great width on the left-hand side. It's Bouaya throwing himself at that one. So another change coming up, and well, Mohamed Zalouk has done absolutely nothing in this game so far. Hardly had a touch. Mind you, he's had no service at all either, so He's coming off a defensive midfielder coming on in his place, so a little shuffle of the pack here. As Mohamed Atef comes on, the Al Ahly defensive midfielder for his, first minutes of the entire tournament. Out of the squad the first 3 games, left on the bench for the last 2. And now he gets a chance as the number 24. I'm just wondering what the stoppage is for here. A little bit agricultural from Abdallah Bustani, wasn't it, as he came in? I think he's going to get away with that. Well, finally, we can get underway again. Egypt playing it short from out of the back, still goalless here. Past the hour mark, Morocco very much the better side in this game so far. Well, the first semi-final we saw between Nigeria and South Africa, Nigeria very much in the ascendancy, and then almost out of the blue, South Africa popping up with the goal that ultimately won the game in the 66th minute. I wonder if Egypt are going to do the same here to Morocco. They could, you know. They do have a certain amount of quality in the final third, but they just haven't had any given any real service to those forward players. Now they can come forwards, though. Sharaf looks for options, has to go backwards. Total shots 11-1 in Morocco's favour, and I say that one shot from Egypt was about 40 metres out. Didn't get much closer to the goal either. Ball over the top, looking for Bebo. And eventually shrugged off the ball. And just for once, it's Egypt winning the ball higher up the pitch. Is this the change in the game that Osama Nabi was looking for, I wonder? Just for the moment, it's Morocco's turn to not be able to get out of their final third. 2 successive headers there from Bakhti, both going pretty much up in the air, and then a careless foul coming in from Bebo. And now, finally, some changes from the Moroccan coach. So El Haddad, who will be missing from the final of the third, fourth place playoff after picking up consecutive yellow cards in the quarter-final and in this game, comes off. Jones El Abdellaoui comes on in his place, scored off the bench against Tunisia. And the other man coming off, Ismail Awad, so an attacking midfielder as well. So it's all attacking stuff from the Moroccan coach. And Morocco on the attack again here, going down the right-hand side. Mama has been giving them a real tough time over there. El Sayed now back in midfield. I think it's Mohamed Atef who's replaced him on that right-hand side of defence. Had a couple of nibbles there, didn't he? Hamza Koutoun. Bouma Saudi comes over to at least think about taking the free kick. Ball swung into the near post. Keeper comes for it. Don't think he actually got there. I think the ball was headed out first. Adam Boyer as well also taken off. Not really a out-and-out striker out there for Morocco at the moment. Maybe that's just what they're missing, just a cutting edge in the box. Fox in the box. Zahouni just clipping the heels of Sharaf. Better from Egypt. Ball just selling Sammy a little bit short over on that far side. Kabaka seeing a bit more of the ball in this second half in more advanced positions. Basically, most of his possession in the first half, if you had a heat map on that, just that alone, was pretty much on the edge of his own area or in it. Zahouni. There's the foul given against him over on this near side. Good old tussle on the ball there, wasn't it, between the two? Shoulder to shoulder, you're allowed to do that. And he gets ahead and sort of just loses control of the ball. Zahouni drags his man down. Opportunity knocks then here for Egypt in the 70th minute. They've done virtually nothing in an attacking sense in this match so far. Well, no, they have done nothing in an attacking sense, really. A couple of crosses across the box. Bibo there clashing with Bahti. Now, the referee can't give a foul before the ball comes in. The ball is dead at the moment. You can get sent off or booked, though, if you do anything too naughty. Ball into the near post, defended well. And then smash clear. Abu Masoudi, ball back in. And then the shot from distance, closer to the corner flag. But anything else from Atef? Never in control of that one. Mama over on that far side now. Gets inside his man. Goes past another. Drives the ball across the 6-yard box, but didn't pull it back to the three men waiting for it near the penalty spot. Mama, though, still having great fun over there on the right-hand side, as is Esadak. Puts the ball in, but can't quite wrap his foot round it. Goes out for a goal kick. A lot of those Moroccan attacks going down the right-hand side in the entire game. Mama has had the better of whoever's been put in front of him so far. Just the final ball here. There's a little glance up. He doesn't look up again to see where the red shirts are. Long ball out from the back. Loose ball picked up by Sharaf. Safaga clips the ball down this near side. Owen. Well, Kabaka breaking into the area. The first time we've seen him in possession in the final third. Bibo gets the ball in, all missed at the near post as well from Bakhti. There's a nervous hand through the hair after the ball went straight under his foot on the edge of the 6-yard box. That could have gone absolutely anywhere. Lovely play in midfield from Esadak. Zahouni. Boomer Saudi. Can't quite get the ball through the two-man Egyptian block in front of him, but they will get a throw here, Morocco. Lalawi plays a 1-2 on the edge of the area. Now back out to Mamma. Mamma inside one. Oh, is that a penalty? Referee says no. Looked like there might have been contact there. Was he still in possession, I wonder? Kabaka now tries to prompt a counter-attack. The ball put out of play by Balf. Well, I'm sure VAR are looking at that incident at the other end. Let's have another look here. Is there contact? Well, I mean, there is contact, but what you don't see from that angle is if it's the foot being thrust out to initiate contact, or if it's a natural contact. Abdin. I think he says anything else, the referee's going to get a yellow card and he'll miss the next match. Now here we'll see. So he cuts inside. No. Puts his foot out, initiates contact with the leg, no penalty. The officials getting that one absolutely bang on. Nice change of angle. Well anticipated, though, by the Moroccan defenders. Now Khatoun tries to bend that one round. Good ball in behind. Picked up by El Abdellaoui. Dispossessed and the ball put out for a throw. Bit of extra space just beginning to open up here for both sides in the final third as the game gets a little bit stretched as the players tire. It's been a cool day in Egypt, not too hot. No need for heat breaks. Now Zahouni. Runs at his man, Zahouni, goes to the byline. Cuts back, he's got Mamma with him there, decides not to use him. Bit of a mistake there from the left back. Mamma moving over to this left flank just for the moment. He's had so much joy down the right. The thinking would be if he plays on the left, he can cut back onto his stronger right foot. Frustration as well there. But Awad. Two more substitutions coming in. So Ayman Agig and Moad Dahak coming on. Boomer Saudi coming off. And it's Mamma, in fact. He's had an absolute field day. Out there. As Mamma, a little bit surprised to see him coming off. Especially as he still looked really sprightly. So Ayman Aghi comes on, scored against Tunisia. You get the winning goal here, I wonder, for Morocco. Nice play from De Hack, who's taken the captain's armband as well from Esidak. The ball comes in, men over at the post, and there's the opener. Finally, Morocco have taken the lead. And it's the substitute, Al Abdellaoui, with his second goal of the competition. And it's the goal Morocco richly deserve in a game they've dominated so far. The small knot of home fans absolutely delighted in the stands. There may not be many, but there's enough to make their voices heard in this stadium. Ball driven across from the right. There were two men over at the back post. The defence, statuesque from Egypt. Just let their guard down for a precious moment there. Hammered into the roof of the net. And Morocco finally find the Midas touch in the box. Well then, what can Egypt do about this now? They've been clinging on throughout. Now they're going to have to pick up the game and take it to Morocco in the final moments here to try and get back onto level terms and at least push the game into extra time. It was the two substitutes combining their Ismail Awad on the right-hand side. Well, that's the value of a deep bench. Now then, Kabaka. Haven't seen much of him. He's been pressed into far too much defensive duties as far as Egypt are concerned, but the job's needed to be done. Now he gets the ball. This is the furthest forward he's actually had the ball the entire game, and he's dispossessed on the edge of the area. A little bump into the back of Agui gives Morocco a chance to clear their lines. What can Egypt do now to try and change the narrative of this game? They've got, what, 10 minutes plus stoppages to go here. We've seen some late goals in this tournament already, most notably in the Egypt's quarter-final. 11 minutes into stoppage time. Ghana got the equaliser that pushed it into extra minutes at the end of that one. Can Egypt do that themselves now? I wonder. They've only scored one goal in the second half in the entire tournament so far. That's not good news, is it? And there's a yellow card for another Egyptian player out in the middle. He must have said something a little bit naughty to the referee. Perhaps tempers boiling over. Remember, these are teenagers pretty much. These are not grizzled professionals. They will make silly mistakes. How's that Safaga? It's just gone in the book. If he's complaining about that being a foul, then you can argue for a long time. Confirmation there, it's Ahmed Wahid with the yellow card in midfield. Ball drifting out for an Egypt throw over in that far corner. Morocco won't mind that, though. That's about as far as they can get from the Moroccan goal. Safaga lofts the ball forward, but No real rhyme and reason to that. Kabaka tries to pick out a teammate, headed back. Smashed up in the air again from Abdin. Morocco pick up the ball in midfield, and there's an overlap on that right-hand side now, and Egypt could be in trouble again here. Needs a good cross on the cutback, and it's just too far ahead of Khatoun. Well, lacking a little bit of precision in the final third on that occasion. Morocco, has to be fair, they have it throughout a lot of the game. And the last throws of the dice here. So Sharaf comes off to be replaced by Amori. Mohamed Rafat as well comes on. His 6th substitute appearance of the competition. El Sayed, who's thrown everything into the game. He's played wherever his manager's thrown him. The man sacrificed. And it's all about forward play now. Amori, just a 3rd substitute appearance of the game, of the tournament, I beg your pardon. Yeah, Litiad forward. It was a late challenge coming in there from Egypt. Zahouni. But even if you didn't see it, you heard it. Oh, that's right on the knee. Ouch. Now you see, that really should have been a yellow card. I mean, that was no attempt to play the ball, just kicked the player. Bit of frustration coming out from Egypt now. Someone Nabi needs to get a handle on this before the players make it worse. Zahouni again fouled on this near side. Bibo making no attempt to play the ball again. Just puts his arm round. Make sure Zahouni can't get past. But we are going to get another yellow card. Well, it's Safaga, and it's been waved at. Not sure the referee's got the right name there, unless he's heard something that he shouldn't have. The yellow card going to Safaga. So he would miss. He will miss Egypt's next game. Confirmed there on our friendly graphic. Oh, Kabaka now the furthest man forward for Egypt. You do feel sorry for him. It feels like there's just too much pressure being put on him. It needs to be more of a team effort rather than a give the ball to this man at every opportunity. As Morocco come forwards again, and then just an air shot on the attempted cross coming in from El Abdellaoui. Well, at least there wasn't an air shot on the shot at goal. Ball stood up to the edge of the area. Slight flick on coming from Rafat. Rafat hasn't had the impact on the tournament that the Al Ahly wide man would have liked. So he assisted the winning goal against South Africa in the opening game. Also banged in his penalty. He was penalty taker number 4 in that quarter-final against Ghana. You have to say, with the way Morocco have played here, they're probably going to go into the final as favourites, you know. What a nice flick on, a little bit of space in behind now for Arguig. Still Arguig, eventually goes over in a heap. Upset not to get his foul. Kabaka has his pocket picked over on that far side. Well, the clock will be stopped. There just have been a little clash of the heads there in that previous aerial challenge. And Mori as well was the man battling for that one in the air. Definite clash of heads. Fortunately, no claret showing. Doesn't mean it won't sting. Mori, of course, his team chasing the game. Confirmation that the yellow card for Safago was for dissent. That's Mohamed Zalouk. He hardly had a touch in the first half while he was on the pitch. Then again, he had absolutely no service from the midfield behind him and the wide players. Just couldn't get in the game at all. And really, that's continued throughout. I know statistics aren't everything, but Egypt's expected goals at the moment at this stage of the game in the 89th minute is 0.07. That's the level of domination that Morocco have had here. We're going to have another yellow card shown. Going to Ismail Bauf. His first booking of the competition. And the second of the game for Morocco. Compares to 4 for Egypt so far. Perhaps a little vignette into a showing where the pressure of the game has been. It's been mostly on Egypt. Well, that's a nice ball down the line as well. Now, is there pace to get in behind? Yes, there is. There are people to aim at in the area. The ball cut back. Well, Dahat goes down too easily for my money. Kabaka just frustratedly even kicking the ball away. Dahat it was, pirouetting. Definite contact, though, coming in from Wahid. Needs to be a little bit careful. And that's unnecessary. That really is unnecessary, isn't it? Teasing the opponent like that. You'd say it was childish, but this is the under-20s after all. Well, there's going to be, I think, some disappointed Egyptian fans. The keeper came for that one, dropped it onto the head of a Moroccan player. Egypt eventually get it clear. A hopeful high ball there. Well defended, the ball will come back into play. You would think quite quickly. 5 minutes of added time for Egypt here. Eventually the throw into the area. Flicked on by Rafat. And out for a Morocco goal kick. So Morocco into second half injury time now, defending the lead. 28 years since they made the final. That was against South Africa, who also have not been in a final since, and it looks like at this moment we're going to have a replay of that. But hello. Oh, and there's a tug back here now. Well, there's going to be a definite yellow card for Ismail Bakhti. The Egyptian players arguing for all their worth that it's a red card, but he wasn't in behind, and there were other players around him as well. Dahat, the captain, comes in. So Ismail Bakhti with a yellow. Taking one for the team. Just for the moment there. It looked like Egypt might have been away and clear. Lucky for him, he had Zahouni with him. Otherwise, that would have been a red. Also had Bauf coming across as well from the left-hand side. I think the reason that Bakhti pulled his man back there. I think he did his hamstring, trying to keep up with him. Well, that's not good news for Morocco going forwards, if indeed they do get into the final. I'm already missing Saad El Haddad after picking up his second yellow in as many games. He's out suspended on yellow cards. It's like Bakhti might be out injured as well. The Moroccan players saying they want to make a substitution. You can't give a red card for that. There's too many other Moroccan defenders around. What can Egypt make of the set piece? Well, it's close enough in and it's central enough to have the direct pop at goal. Will they risk it? Bakhti, and he gets stretchered off. It's a nice little trip in the golf cart. So I like the way that Mohamed Wabi holds himself on the sidelines. There's no histrionics or anything like that. It's very calm. Must be nice for the players to have that calming presence. He's having another look at the Moroccan goal while we wait for the game to get back underway. We've lost a good couple of minutes already. Those will be added to the 5 added on at the end of the game, no doubt. Some of the Moroccan fans in the stands finding it hard to contain themselves. So Abdelhamid Et Boudlal comes on, the French base defender. Comes on for Bakhti. Now, what's Kabaka going to do here? Get the impression he's going to try and smack this one at that top right-hand corner as we're looking at the goal. The keeper can't cheat over that way too much because there's like 5 white shirts waiting for the cross to the left, which could be coming in. Kabaka straight into the wall. But everyone behind the ball to then put back in again. And Kabaka with the raised foot. Zahouni, I think, taking contact there. But he's out cold, is he? No, a bit of movement there from the arm. And in fact, no contact on the head. But what's happened there in the background? That's the worry there. The captain, Mouad Dahak. He is out cold. A little bit of movement from the feet at least. What's happened here? Why is he down? Completely caught by surprise there. The ball going into the wall, headed out by the wall, straight into the head of the Moroccan captain. You can see there the strapping on the hamstring of Bakhti. That's why he had to drag his man back. All of a sudden, he couldn't run. Got all sorts going on at the end of this game. Now Dahak, who was substituted on. Now then, well, the medical team have got a question to ask here. If he was out cold, you can't put him back out on the pitch again. You just really can't, if that was a proper knockout. And it's the sneaky ones like that. You're not expecting it. If you're expecting the ball to hit you, you brace yourself and you're okay. But that's one where he's got his back to the ball. He's not seeing that coming at all. And it's come from the wrong direction as well. Well, Sadak being told to get up. Morocco's still down to 10 men for the moment. Well, there was clearly no contact on the head of Zahouni there. But it was a dangerous foot up, which is a free kick. I don't think Kabaka, when he looks at it in the cold light of day, would argue against that. Quite why the free kick is so far out of the penalty box is another question entirely. The ball is smacked out. I think we've only had about 2 minutes of actual play out of the 5 that were added on As the shot comes in from distance and screws just wide from Lalawi. So the big question now is just how much time do Egypt have to try and get the equalising goal? Well, Dahak is back out on the pitch. No idea what condition he's in. Tackle on the edge of the area, pass back to the keeper, anywhere will do for him, which in this case is high and wide to the right. Now smacked further clear by Atbudal. Oh, maybe an opportunity on the counter-attack here to make the game safe. Dahak shoved off the ball, goes down too easily. The referee ignores the Moroccan captain. Comes steaming in to try and win the ball. Gets 2 bites of the cherry. Good play, though, from Rafat to get the ball away. Last chance saloon here for Egypt, surely. Oh, and a miscontrol just at the vital moment. I think it was from Bustani, who's up there as an emergency striker, the centre-back. Anticipation of the final whistle. And there it is. And Morocco are back in the final of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Delight for the Atlas clubs. The young Pharaohs, well, they battled hard. They're still arguing with the officials. No idea why. They've been thoroughly outplayed here. Ismail Bakhti hopping with joy. Can't jump. He's only got 1 leg now. Disappointment, of course, for the home fans, but they've done well to get this far. This is not a what you'd call a great Egyptian side. They've absolutely maximised what they can get out of this tournament, you have to feel. Remember, this is the side that had to beat Tanzania 1-0.